Good morning, class. This video is going to go over the answers to your two entrance ticket questions. The questions being, what is an emotion, and how can an artist use color to express a specific emotion? So your first answer is that emotion is a state of mind or mood based on circumstances. So our emotions can change from moment to moment, day by day. You can be happy 1 second and all of a sudden something happens and makes you very upset. So our mood changes. So what we want to do in this project is you want to think about what mood you want to represent in your artwork. It can just be something that you're feeling at the moment. It can just be something completely at random. But you want to think of different emotions that, or an emotion that you can put in your artwork. So the image on the far left here, I'm going to kind of point to with my mouse. This figure looks like they're turning their head side to side, like they're screaming. That could represent fear, anger, struggle, maybe a few other emotions that I'm not coming up with at the moment. But that's represented by the subject, what the subject is actually doing, and also the color, how the colors are applied. Notice that there are darker colors. There's a lot of black and kind of some earth tone colors in there, and you can even see the motions of the line to show the quick movements. So remember, when you're choosing your emotion, you're not just focusing on the subject, but also how you're applying the materials, the media, in this case, the oil pastels. In the middle here, we have an eye, and it looks like there's a bunch of drips coming down. The first thing I personally think of is crying, because when we cry, tears come down. And there's a variety of colors, so maybe that represents sometimes you can cry when you're happy. Maybe it, because there's a lot of warm colors, so maybe that represents happiness, but there's also cool colors. Maybe it just represents a variety of emotions. Maybe it just represents sadness altogether. I'm not quite sure, but I would definitely think that this image represents more the emotion of sadness. Whereas the top right, we have happiness, joy. You see a young subject smiling. You see a lot of bright, vibrant colors, so that would lead someone to think that this was definitely a very happy work. And at the bottom here, you have someone, and looks like they're screaming or yelling. It could be like a passion, like they're excited, and, kind of like a let's go moment, or maybe they're angry and they're just screaming out of anger. And something that would also lead me to it beyond the action is that there's a lot of red and oranges, a lot of colors that might represent anxiety or anger. Stress. So again, all four of these images represent the subject, their action, what they're doing, and even the color that's applied helps to show that emotion. All right, secondly, the second question is, how can an artist use color to express an emotion? So we kind of just went over that. So we talked about the definition of emotion, but now your follow-up is, how do you take color and how do you use that to show an emotion? So the answer to this question essentially is the colors you actually choose. So if I chose blue for sadness or red for anger, you want to apply certain colors that reflect your emotion. And we're going to get into this in the color psychology video after this. And then also how you apply. Is it nice, smooth, blended colors? Are they very quick and contrasting colors that are constantly changing? And you can see the stroke of the brush or the motion of the lines as opposed to everything being blended together. And that can be seen in the images from the prior slide, but even in this image with this figure looking off in the distance, you can see the brush strokes, you can see the colors constantly contrasting. So it kind of gives me a feel of uneasiness or stress, maybe some kind of struggle or fear. Definitely not something very calming. Even though her face looks calm, she seems surprised or like she's studying something. But definitely the way the color is chosen, and then all the colors together just almost seem like confusion, like there's so much going on. Very similar to this image on the right, where the colors are a little bit more blended, but they're also sectioned as well. A lot of colors, but her glasses are off her face, and she looks like she's thinking or sad or distraught somehow. And on the bottom right here, we have this figure laughing, and you can just see the bright, vibrant colors. But specifically, you can see a lot of kind of quick motion of the colors and the lines and edges changing as if it's a moment in time that's frozen where she was laughing, but there was a lot going on. And lastly, up here, you can see some figure, looks like they're meditating. And then in the distance, you see in the sky, the eyes are closed, like they're sitting there meditating. And the colors are very well blended, very calming, which gives us a more tranquil sense of emotion. So those are the answers to your entrance tickets, or your entrance ticket. Please complete both and submit them. I look forward to your answers, and please make sure you watch the color psychology video after this. All right, bye everyone.